We're good. We're good. Wait, close this out. Close this out. Close this out.
Oh.
Yeah. So this podcast won't be as long as it was last time, but it'll
Perfect.
be so awesome. So if you're ready, we'll get the show on the road.
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Welcome everybody to another live and amplified livecast. I'm your host Tom Quiet, and we are back at it again with another amazing podcast. Today we have a special guest. We have a returning special guest. We have Olivia Lynn. How's it going today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Just kind of enjoying a rare Monday off. It's Martin Luther King Day here in the States, so I just happen to have today off. And when we were trying to get this scheduled, it was like, oh, I could do something Monday, so let's do that. So
Yeah, lovely, good.
yeah, so excited to have you back on. We had you on for the people that are just that have recently started tuning in. We had you back on back in November for the release of your last single, but you just released a new single this year.
Yes, indeed I have.
This past Friday. But we'll get to that here in a second. How are things going with you? How's life been over the last few months?
Life's been good, thanks. Yeah, definitely busy, a bit hectic at some points, but other than that, it has been good. I can't complain. Just kind of been waiting and anticipating to release Red, which obviously we will talk about. So yeah, just kind of been a waiting game, but other than that, it's been good, thanks.
Now, are you referring to it as just Red or I Saw Red, or is it kind of either or?
It's kind of either or, to be honest. I've actually not really thought about that. I call it Red, but I know it's called I Saw Red on the obviously on the actual proper term for it on music.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Gotcha. Because it's one of those things where I get it, like musicians have like their terms for it. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Red. And a lot of people will understand because red, it's the most predominant thing, especially like in the cover art and all that stuff. So which is really cool. It's a awesome song. For anybody that hasn't had a chance to listen to it yet, once we get done with this podcast, you should make sure you jump over and give it a listen. It's a really cool song. Let's just kind of jump into it then. What's the story behind I Saw Red?
So the story behind I Saw Red is pretty much just plainly to put it, it's about being cheated on, and being betrayed, and just being like completely backstabbed, to be honest. But although that is what I based the song about, the song itself, the lyrics, I actually based it on about like getting revenge. Which is, I'm not a felon, by the way. I'm not a convicted felon. I'm not a criminal, but I write in the chorus about smashing up his guitar and smashing up his car. I didn't do those things. It's just a song, but that's how I felt in the moment. And yeah, it's kind of like a revenge song, and how, like, a story about how I found out and how I felt when I found out, and how he tried to make it act like it was nothing. And then I Saw Red was, I'm allowed to be angry. I feel like there's a bit of a stigma around, I feel, for young females to be angry, and yeah, I just wanted my message to be in that song, that I have a right to be angry, to be honest.
For sure. Anybody that's watching live here on Twitch, I threw the Spotify link in the chat thread, so after this, feel free to give it a listen. But you brought up all the anger that you felt like in this situation. I definitely picked all that up in the song before even talking to you. I felt the anger, which was obviously the vibe you were going for. Did we talk about this when we had you on in November? Was this part of it, or has it not been in the works that long?
I think I might have mentioned that I have read, but not that it was going to be released anytime soon.
Gotcha. Cool. So it's been in the works for a little bit then?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think I wrote it, about, well, it was last year, obviously. I'd say, I don't really know, about half 6 months, 7 months ago now.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's actually been quite a while, and you don't really time kind of flies by at the minute. I don't know why, but I didn't realize it was that long. But yeah, definitely like 6 or 7 months ago I wrote that song. But I always say, like, when I wrote it, with some of my other songs, I've maybe played around with things before I go into the studio and perfect it a bit. But with this song, I literally wrote it down and I was like, I'm not changing it. It's how I felt in the moment. I'm going straight into the studio, recording it, and I'm not touching it. And that's what I did. I literally wrote it down, recorded it, and that was it.
Gotcha. Awesome. I will say that I've really enjoyed watching a lot of your social posts, your Instagram not stories, reels. Yep, that's
Yeah.
watching those kind of play out has been very entertaining, and just got me really hyped for the song.
Yeah,
So
thank you. Thank you.
once I saw the opportunity that I was going to have some availability around the release date, I was like, you know what? Yeah, it's only been a couple of months, but we could have her back on. We should talk
Yeah.
about this. So, um, but it's really interesting, just the whole visual element that you're going. And you wrote, or you got a music video that you shot it yesterday, or did you shoot it Saturday?
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you got a music video coming out. I'm sure it'll be out in the next couple of months. I don't know how quick your team works, but it it is it is a process to put a music video together. Is this something that you've always wanted to do, or that you knew from the start that you wanted to do with Red, or did it take some getting used to the idea?
What for a music video?
Yeah, for a music video. Sorry.
Yeah, I've always wanted a music video, like 100%, because I also really enjoy acting.
Mhm,
So this was quite fun for me because I was doing both the things I love, which is acting and singing.
mhm,
So I've always wanted a music video. There are a few ideas that were thrown around, and we were kind of umming and ahhing and weren't sure of what we wanted. And then we got the idea of what we wanted, and to say the least, it gives a Carrie Underwood before he cheats kind of vibe.
mhm.
Um, but
That's the name of
I'm
the
literally
song
so
I was trying to think of. I was trying to think
yes,
of what song it reminded me of, but sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
it's that one. No worries. And I'm really honestly can safely say I cannot wait for everyone to be fine to finally have a visual, because I've been wanting so long. You got my songs, and yes, I do little videos on Instagram and my
Mhm,
socials, but it's not the same. But there was so much potential, and I wanted to show you guys how good it can be. And
mhm,
now I finally recorded it all. And a little sneak peek is my boyfriend at the minute, he's also in the music video
mhm.
as well, which is really cool, I find. And yeah, I literally cannot wait for it to be released. The storyline is amazing, the visual is just phenomenal, and I think everyone's really going to enjoy it, so I can't wait.
Nice. So I saw Red. It's out now. People that haven't had a chance to listen to it, it's up on Spotify and anywhere else that you can stream music. Um, does the person that the song is about, do they know it's about them, or is it kind of very secretive?
I think they know it's about them because, well, do you know what? It's actually quite funny. I was on live on TikTok and I was talking about it because a lot of people wanted a story time, because
Mm,
people think it's about my boyfriend at the minute, but it's not about him.
mhm.
Um, because I wouldn't be with him. But it's not about him, it's about someone from my past. And I was trying to explain that to people. And I accidentally said the person's name by accident. So I think everyone kind of got the hint. And I think he knows that's about him as well, because I found out the other day that he still follows me on some of my socials.
Oh wow.
So I'm pretty sure he does. And he's probably sitting there thinking, I've got a song written about me, but it is what it is.
I'd be like, oh dear, I'm afraid she's gonna come slash my tires one
Yeah,
night.
honestly, hide your car.
Yeah. Like the first time I heard, like when I started hearing like the teases of it and whatnot, I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. And then I heard the actual song and I'm like, oh, that would scare the hell out of me if I was that. It's like, um, I'm gonna stay over here. Oh, we're in the same room. Give me 6 feet. You stay over
Yeah,
there. No, I'm good.
honestly.
Give me 6 feet. So,
Thanks.
um, that's awesome. So now that the song's out, what's kind of running through your mind?
Um, like I said, really, definitely, I just cannot wait for this music video to be out. People have been wanting that for long, and it's a really good thing to have in my portfolio, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
went for that. And then I'm currently working on perfecting another song that fingers crossed will be released soon. And I think that will then be kind of it for music. That song will be the last song because I'm then gonna work on an album, which I cannot wait, which people have been asking me for. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I just spoke to my manager, but here we go. And yeah, she just said that will be the last song. And then what we'll do is we'll then work on all the other songs you've got written. We'll get them recorded and we'll get them out on an album. And you know what? That's what I want. I need more songs. I need to get them all out because I've written so many. So that is definitely what I'm working on next, is an album, which will be really, really exciting, which I can't wait, because then it's not just one song that people like it or they might not like it. It's a whole album, so anyone can like any song from the album. And then I've got a few more gigs coming up as well, which is really fun. Some are out in, I want to say Portsmouth, which is I think an hour or two away from me, I think. But and then I've got another one I'm doing another one in London, which is really cool as well. It was my first ever gig in London, which is really fun. Awesome. So yeah, I think it's nice that I'm kind of going a bit, I'd say, bigger with my gigs, because I've always done kind of local stuff and not really been paid for it, but now I'm stepping out there a bit, which is progress. You know, my foot's in the door, so that's really
nice. Yeah, we're kind of in that same boat where we're trying to take the next step up. I was actually talking to Rachel in the this music festival, Country by the Coast, Country by the Sea, that's down there in South England. Country by the Coast. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but we're gonna try and get it set up to where we can come and do like actual media coverage of the event and be my first trip to England. So I'm excited about
that'd be cool.
So you're taking these steps, this step up with your gigs and getting the full album out. Are you ultimately hoping to work towards like a more traditional tour, or do you just see yourself playing more gigs?
I 100% want to do a tour. That is that is one of my goals for this year, is to do, even if it starts off as a tour in the UK, you know, going to like Brighton and then Liverpool, Birmingham, London, just, you know, going out to these places in the UK. And then my dream for next year would be to go outside of the UK, you know, Germany, Spain, America, like all these places. Like that's what, but 100% I want to do touring. I don't just want to be doing these. Don't get me wrong, I love gigging, but it's not just what I want to do my whole life. I want to tour the world. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, I 100% get what you mean. It's and especially with the working towards a full album, working towards touring, that all works cohesively, because I think the only way a full album actually works is if you're out touring and it's like, okay, you're not just playing in front of the same crowd every other weekend, you know, like however often you play. So I think that's really the only way like a full album is the most effective, is if you're out touring, even if stays within the UK, at least you're out touring across the country and you're playing in front of a different audience every night.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree.
So these songs, we won't touch on anything specific. Are these songs that you've played before, or are these all brand new? Nobody's ever heard them?
These for the album, these are all brand new. Yeah. There's a few different ones in there that I can give you guys some hints about. There's some breakup ones, some love ones. There's some, you know, sentimental ones, and then there's also some, I'd say, hot topics for this kind of what's going on in the world right now. Which I like to touch on, because what I write about things that you know are going on and things that are affecting everyone and stuff people can relate to. So there's a lot of different all country still, but different emotions, if you get what I mean.
Gotcha. And is that, or do you kind of see yourself staying, like, as far as the topic genre, is staying very culturally relevant and then talking about relationships? Is that kind of where you see yourself, or do you want to like eventually morph into more in-depth topics?
I definitely want to morph into more in-depth topics. I don't just want to be writing about relationships I don't want that to be what people like a connotation, like, oh, Olivia Lynn, the one who writes about breakups all the time. That's not what I want to be. But I definitely think this album will probably be the last of the kind of relationship songs because I'm in a really happy relationship now. So I don't feel, unless it's a happy relationship song that I write, I feel I need to. Do you know what I mean? So I definitely want to move on to topics like, I'll actually say one of the songs I've written about is like being a stereotypical like woman and being called like a housewife, and how people are so like have negative connotations around it. So I like to write stuff about that, and there's so many more topics that like are going on in the world that I want to write about as well, that I feel music is a great way to speak about things, because this sounds horrible, but people are more likely to listen to a song than to listen to someone actually speak. So sometimes music is a great way to get people to wake up and listen. I mean, Billie Eilish, for example, she wrote a beautiful song about speaking about the law in America for abortion, which I thought was just a brilliant way to use her platform. So that's definitely someone who I would look up to regarding songwriting.
Gotcha. Awesome. Is there a dog sleeping on your lap?
There is a French bulldog on my lap right now, and I'm going to show you because she won't stop snoring.
That's funny. I just heard it. I'm sitting there. I was like, it sounds like there's a dog of some sort just snoring on your lap right now.
There is. And I'm trying to like rub her and say, it's okay, shush. And she's just louder and louder.
Oh.
I think I lost you.
So let's jump back to the music video a little bit. Since that's in the works right now, is it 100% your idea as far as like visually for it, or do you just kind of bring people in as far as for the music video?
For the music video, there are some aspects of it which were my ideas, and some were my manager's ideas as well. So it's kind of incorporated between the two of us. And visually, I think it's not what people are going to expect, because let's just say I'm a very glam person. Like, I like makeup and stuff like this, and in this it doesn't really show. So that's a little hint, I guess. In this music video, it doesn't really show that, but yeah, I think the idea is kind of, well, me and my manager really, but then the videographer that we have as well, he's absolutely brilliant, by the way. He obviously, because he's the one videoing it, he had some brilliant ideas about, he chose, I think, one of the places that we were going, and he also chooses outfits and stuff to do the lighting, and yeah, it's brilliant. It's a team effort, 100% a team effort.
Nice. And are you 100% done filming it, or do you still have some more days left to film it?
No, I'm 100% done. I worked my butt off, that is to say the least. It was 10 till 6:30. That whole time. In the morning, we shot the main bits of it. And then in the evening, we had to shoot in the freezing cold some other little bits for it as well, which I was wearing an outfit for the music video that was weird way to put it, but not a lot of clothing. So I was freezing cold, absolutely freezing cold.
I mean, shooting music videos in January is never the best idea. Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, if you got to shoot it, you got to shoot it. Like, there's no way around it. So, and then do you have a tentative release date for it, or a target time that you'd like to have it done by, or?
I would like to have it, like you said, within, at max a month, because I want to release it while Red is still relevant. If not to sound like it's not relevant, but whilst it's still kind of going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, fingers crossed it will be soon. The videographer is brilliant. He does all the editing, and he knows what he's doing, so he's gonna crack on with it. I actually need to speak to him today and see when he reckons it'll be ready for. But fingers crossed it will be very soon.
Nice. And I think you'll notice, like, dropping the music video after the single drops, it'll breathe like second life into it.
Yeah.
Because you'll get like a second run of people that maybe aren't following you on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and just kind of find you on YouTube. I think you'll
Yeah.
get a nice little second
Yeah,
push.
no, fingers. I get what you mean. That's funny enough, that's what my mum said. She said if when you release this, I think you will get almost like another kind of rush for Red,
Yeah.
some more people, which is good.
Yeah, for sure. So Red's out now. Anybody, I'll keep pushing it as long as I can. It's out now,
Thank you.
Spotify, all that fun stuff. What do you hope people take away from the song?
Do you know what? I hope people take away from the song that they're not the only ones that are going through what at that point in their life might seem a really rough time. Because I know there's been times where I think, oh my God, like I can't do this. Like, why is God putting me through this? And then I'm like, do you know what? There's other people who are probably sitting there thinking the exact same thing right now. And you're not the only one. And and also you're allowed to be angry, whether or not you're a girl, a boy, whatever gender you are, it doesn't matter. You're allowed to be angry and you have every right to voice your emotions, and don't let anyone tell you how to feel either. So that's definitely what I'd take away. Hope people take away from it.
Awesome. I think that's a good message, and I definitely think, having listened to the song several times over the last couple of days, I definitely feel that that's something that a lot of people will take away. So,
Thank you.
So since the last time we chatted, there was a semi-major holiday. How was your Christmas?
Oh, it was brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, it was really lovely. It's just lovely to I think we've had a bit of a chaotic year. And we actually, sadly, not to make it sad, we sadly lost our nan in November time, this 2022. But do you know what? It was really lovely to see my family back together again and celebrating this Christmas. Although it was without her, it was really lovely actually. And it was just, I just love family time. I'm a very family oriented person, and yeah, I really enjoyed Christmas. It was really lovely. Thank you. Thanks very much, and I hope your Christmas went well as well.
Yeah, I got stuck in a snowstorm.
No way.
So I don't think I've told this story. So it was like the week leading up to Christmas. So I think it was like December 20th, 21st. And I work at a TV station, so I have access to like what people that know a lot about weather. And they're like, they held a meeting. They're like, okay, so this storm's coming. If anybody has Christmas plans, then they're leaving. Come talk to us, and we'll kind of give you like the best time to, like the best way to organize it all. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so I went to him. I was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm leaving the 23rd, and I'm driving 14 hours to my sister's, and I'm going northeast. And they're like, can you leave tomorrow? And I'm like, let me go talk to my boss. And I was like, why? What's going on? Because if you don't leave tomorrow, you're not getting into Chicago. You're not getting there. Like, that's all that needs to be said. And I'm like, okay. And so I talked to my boss. She's like, okay, cool, whatever, you can go, fun, yay. So I drove. I get there, and the next morning it just starts. It didn't snow too much, but like just the wind was so bad that the drifting was there.
Oh God, I don't even want to imagine it.
And so I was stuck at like, I didn't even really go anywhere. I was stuck at my sister's house, which is ultimately where I needed to be anyway. So I was stuck at my sister's house from like December 22nd until the 27th.
No way.
Yep.
That's crazy. What the hell?
it was just the wind was so bad, and because of where she lives, it's in a kind of in a remote part, so they don't like plow the roads and all that stuff. So it
Yeah.
was, yeah, it was a rough time. So
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds really frustrating, but at least you got to
it-
spend it with that.
yeah, it was good. That part was good because I at least got to where I needed to be. Had I had to stay home, it would have been like, okay, this sucks, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
um, but one thing I want to do before we wrap this up, I think you know where we're going. I have a couple of random questions for you.
Yay!
So it's not going to be quite as rapid fire. It's just going to be a little bit more random. Um,
Cool.
so if you're ready, here we go. It's time for That's So Random. I think
Let's
that's
go.
I think that's where I'm going to go with this one. All right. What was one of your favorite dining experiences?
Oh, this is good. I've never been asked this. I was in Dubai and we went to it's called a bubbly brunch, I think. And we had it was a violin player and he was playing the violin whilst it was like a all you can eat buffet, and you went and got buffet food and you like put it on your plate whilst this violin player was playing to you. It was awesome.
Nice.
And because of the hot weather, it was just beautiful. And yeah, there was a beautiful. It was like chandeliers everywhere. So that was definitely one of the best dining experiences.
Nice. Do you call it football or soccer?
Football.
What habit what habit of your parents do you wish they'd give up?
Oh, that's a tough one. Um, I wish my dad would stop turning my bedroom light off every time he walks past my bedroom door. He's got a habit of turning all the lights off in the house, which is fair enough because cost of living and stuff like
Hmm.
that. And then my mum, maybe I don't really know, to be honest. If there's a habit, if I don't really know. Now my mum's, I don't really have one for my mum actually. That's really bad that I have one for my dad and not my mum.
Well, feel the same way about my dad because when we were growing up, like that was all he was doing it to mess with us. Like we'd be in our room and he'd walk by and just shut the lights off
Yeah,
and keep walking. And but I feel you on that one. So
yeah.
um okay. So next question. What is a cool feature you would love to have on your dream house?
Ooh, a swimming pool with a like the ones with like a waterfall.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. And then final question. If you could choose how many days a week you had to go to work or school, how many days would you go?
Um, do you know what? I would normally, if I was younger, I'd say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'd go. But I'm
Mhm.
actually gonna say no, yeah, they'd have Friday off. But I'm actually gonna say I have Monday off. So it'd be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that I
Okay.
go. But I feel like Monday in itself is like a negative day.
Mhm.
So like, yeah, I just don't really want to go on a Monday, but I would
Yeah.
go on a Tuesday. I don't know, my brain just tells me that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I got you. See, the only downside with that one is in the States, there's a lot of places, like a lot of businesses, they'll be closed on Mondays. So it'll be like Sunday, Mondays, they're closed. So like if they're in the food service industry, a lot of days like that Monday is their off day. So for me, it would be I'd almost feel better Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So in that way,
Yeah,
it's like, okay, at least Monday I'm working and I'm
yeah.
not, yeah. So and then I'm gonna ask this one final one because it popped up and it's a really good one. What is your current guilty pleasure song on your Spotify playlist?
Um, that's really difficult. I'd say Waking Up Dreaming by Shania Twain. When I first heard it, I was like, this is a bit different for Shania
Mhm.
because I don't know, I just thought it was a bit different. And then all of a sudden, I was just singing it everywhere. And then I'd done a video on it, and now I just listen to it all the time. So definitely Waking Up Dreaming by Shania Twain.
Awesome, awesome. Well, that's so random. I don't know why I decided to call it that now, but it was just one of those things where it wasn't really rapid fire. because the questions weren't always that quick, but
Yeah.
but anyways, it's been an absolute blast chatting with you. I've really enjoyed our time together. If anybody wants to check you out on social media, interact with you, check out your music, where's the best place to find you?
Well, all my socials, so Instagram, TikTok, and Snap is Olivia Lynn Official, and my website is www.olivialynnofficial.com, and my Twitter is LivLynnOfficial as well. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, once again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been an absolute blast. And anytime you want to come back on, whether it's the full album, whatever it is, we'd love to have you back. And once again, thank you everybody for tuning in. If you are not following us, liveandamplified.net is the website. You could find all our socials, the podcast, all the fun stuff that we do. You could find it right there. And once again, thank you all. We will see you again Thursday morning. A rare Thursday morning podcast, but here we are. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Cool. We're clear.
Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, thank you so much again.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about the internet dying on us. That was a little
no worries.
Unfortunate, but yeah, so I will probably have this out. It'll be later tonight for me, so it'll be up in the morning for you. So
okay, perfect. I'll do a post for it in the morning to let everyone know that it's out.
Awesome. Other than that, did you have any questions?
No, you're a star. You've covered everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we'll stay in contact and look forward to having you back on.
Yes, 100%. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.